What's going on, guys? It's Dychronic here. Today we're going to be talking about future DLC ideas that we had for GTA 5. I'm joined here with Sykes and Allsillenced again today, and we're going to be talking about destructible buildings, robable buildings. Stay tuned for that, bloopers, and more. First up, so we have Sykes here today.
Oh, you? What's up, man?
Yeah, so Sykes, you going to talk about the first topic for us?
Actually, no, because I have no fucking idea what the topic is, so...
Take two.
Thanks for all your suggestions, guys, in the comments. We really enjoyed all the comments that you left down below. Now we're going to talk about more future DLC ideas that we had today. I'm Dychronic, and I'm joined here with Real Sykes and Allsillenced today, and Allsillenced is going to kick us off.
What's up, guys? Pretty much the comment that was left on my last video that we did, the future DLC one, that would be Redbox Gaming King said a cool update or DLC should be robable houses. And we thought about this before we started recording and stuff like that, but we went in depth in a real, I don't know. We went in depth about it, and we figured why not even extend that from robable houses to enterable buildings. So, you know, I figured there's a lot of cool things that they could do. They said there was going to be multiple houses and buildings and just tons of stuff that we could enter, and there's not really that much like they promised.
Yeah, like I was talking to you earlier, how about like all the single-player buildings you can actually get into, like with glitches, like the FIB building, you can crash through the window, Franklin's house, you can glitch through the roof. There's just all these buildings, everything is perfectly rendered inside, yet they don't allow us to get inside of them, and I think that's just a really big thing. Why not let us inside of them? Like, I remember watching a GTA 4 video before GTA 5 came out, and there's just so many buildings there that I actually was surprised to see all the different buildings that people were going into, and I kept going back and back, and just like there's so much stuff, and I wish they would just bring these awesome interiors that we never know about.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, you know, like the hospital, for instance, there was a video that just came out on the GTA 5 community, and like you could glitch inside of the hospital, and every single thing was just perfectly detailed down to the computer keyboards and just literally everything. I don't really know why everything is perfectly rendered out and online. Maybe to be like, you know, future missions that you have to do. I really had no idea, but I do agree with you on that one. How everything is perfectly rendered out, but yet you really can't go into it, you know, unless you're glitching. So I really don't know.
Now, see, Grand Theft Auto 4, you can go into like the Cluck and Bell and the Burger Shack. Now, those things are on the game. They even have an extra restaurant called, what is it, Up and Adam or something like that. You can't even enter any of them. You know, you used to be on 4, you used to be able to go in and terrorize the fucking fry cooks and stuff like that, but you can't even do it with the Grand Theft Auto 5, which is kind of disappointing. You know, I figure, okay, they could put those in, and we'd be able to go in there and buy fast food to regenerate our health and other things like that.
Yeah, what happened to regenerating health and like hot dog stands and stuff? What happened to that stuff? I miss being a pig.
I don't know. I think if they were to add that stuff back, open up the buildings, detail the buildings really good like they did in 4, we'd be able to go in there and buy food, and then that regenerates our health. You know, I remember times on 4 where I would sit in, you know, what is the X in the middle of the map on Grand Theft Auto 4? In New York, I think is what it is. Town squares, I don't know. But we used to sit in the burger shop right there, and we would shoot out at anybody that came by, me and my friends, and I think they need to open up the buildings for us.
Obviously, they're trying to help the cops out, otherwise, because that would just be a perfect place to hide out.
Yeah, we were definitely trying to help the cops out.
Yeah. Because it would just be too easy for us to just hold up in the hospital, just like good old days. On the same subject as the hospital, I wish there was destructible buildings in the game. Am I right? Like Saints Row the Third, I think was they were gonna have like destructible buildings, but then they were like, "Well, the people are just gonna level the city in like 20 minutes." And as much as I believe that's gonna happen, even in Battlefield 3, it took a long time to take down a building with like a tank, and you have to shoot like crazy. And I feel like if they were to have like really durable buildings and stuff, I feel like destructible buildings would just be absolutely amazing. That would have to go in with the fact of like being able to get into buildings because you could break your way in.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't see that having like a role in PS3 or Xbox 360. I feel like with Battlefield 3 or even Battlefield 4, they maxed the peak out. Like they squeezed every single bit out of the consoles that they could get. Maybe in Xbox One or PS4, maybe even on PC. I think the release date was announced a few days ago, or even leaked, I would assume. And something like that, I wouldn't see why they couldn't add stuff like that into the game as addable DLC. Like how in GTA 4, they added DLC for, new maps, new guns, new cars, things like that. I really don't see why they couldn't do, destructible buildings and stuff like that. But I don't see that happening in 360 or PS3, but maybe on Xbox One or PS4. They definitely have, enough processing speed and stuff like that to definitely have destructible buildings. So
I don't know. I think they could add destructible maps and like detail it up a little bit more, especially since they don't have wildlife or anything in the game to cause lag. So, if they're gonna add, just a bunch of different DLCs in the future, they should really think about upscaling what they've done already. And I don't know. I think they need to think about making the game better.
Hmm.
one of the things right now, before we were recording, you didn't go over this, but like something that I had a huge issue with is like in single player, for instance, you cannot wear any single player clothing in multiplayer. There's a lot of things in single player that you cannot do in multiplayer. I've had this issue. It's been really bugging me a lot recently, like wildlife in multiplayer. Why is that not in multiplayer? I feel like when I'm playing single player, I feel more immersed into the game than I do playing online. I don't know if you guys have the same issue, but I find myself playing more a single player, even though I beat the campaign, than I do online. I feel it's just so much more immersed with the wildlife and things like that. So
I feel there's more stuff in single player, but once again, I've run Minecraft servers in the past, and the reason they didn't put that thing in is the game's 16 player lobbies each time, I think is what it is. If you
Yeah.
have 16 players looking in 16 different directions, they have pedestrians, cars, and then they add wildlife to the situation or a situation, it's going to cause lag. And in my experience of running Minecraft servers, I'm assuming it's kind of the same deal. But if you have wildlife and stuff running around, then it's going to create lag. And if you have mobs running around in Minecraft on a Minecraft server, and you have 34, 50 players looking in different directions, it's going to create lag.
Yeah, well, I've had like 300 skeletons all in like one little block. It's alright. I only lagged at like half a frame a second, Eventually I killed them all, or I think the server shut down.
eventually,
Not
I don't know.
sure.
Like I said earlier, I just feel like there's certain things in the aspect of online that just really shouldn't be there. For instance, and I've spoken about this with my friends all the time, is like disabling the cops, right? And when you disable the cops, obviously disable a few missions or disable the future to rob stores and things of that nature. That way, you obviously cannot money farm, but cops are so annoying, and I just feel like there's a lot more in online that should be removed, so they can add wildlife and stuff like that. Because like, once again, I feel more immersed in single player than I do online. So
And see, Grand Theft Auto 4 had the option to disable cops.
Right.
I just thought of the idea. Less pigs, more pigs. So, less cops,
Yeah,
more
less
pigs.
cops, more animals.
Less pigs, more pigs.
That's
Sounds like
epic.
an epic slogan.
And all right, now what about the comment from Redbox? He said robbable houses and stuff like in San Andreas.
What
Yeah.
would you be robbing though? Like you'd be like rob a necklace and go sell that at the store? I mean, how would
Who
you?
knows? They could add pawn shops to the games. As a matter of fact, there are pawn shops in the game. You can go and you can rob a house and you can steal like a plasma screen. You load it in the back of a pickup truck and you take it to that pawn shop. You sell it, you make a couple bucks.
Right? I think like destructible buildings and things like that should be in the game. However, I don't know, like robbing buildings to me, I just don't see that being a thing. Like in San Andreas, robbing houses is something I never did. I did it for like one of the missions that you had to do when you first started, but I just never found myself robbing houses. I just didn't care for it.
Okay, now what if you could go to your friend's house and rob your friend's house when he wasn't there, but he was in the lobby? You and a couple buddies go in and just rob the house and just take his electronics, take his everything, and just
Imagine two
pawn his
guys
shit.
walking out the
Right.
house with a couch, just like running down the
Exactly.
street.
I'm like, you guys are laughing, but I don't think.
Like
I
getting
think
on the
that-
elevator with it, like, hey, what's up?
I think that would be really cool to add to the game. Redbox commented that, and I thought it was worth making a video. I think it would be funny.
That would definitely be funny. I wouldn't disagree, and without any cops in the game, it would just be easy.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why you don't disable cops in that kind of lobby. You just, I don't know, man. I thought it would be funny.
Yeah, I feel it would be really funny. It would just be the apocalypse because nobody would care about going to jail or dying at all.
would
So they
be
just
like the
steal shit
Purge.
everywhere, and people will be running around the street with TVs and couches and jewelry and shit. And
It would be like the Purge. You do
Pure
what you
chaos.
for 12, what is it, 12 hours, you do the Purge. I think that would be really fun.
that would be absolutely funny. I could. That would be funny. But
All right, well,
I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any future DLC ideas, you can leave them down below. I'm Dychronic. I've said it first.
I'm all silenced.
And I'm Sykes.
All right. Thanks for watching.
You didn't fuck your name up this time.
Did not fuck my name up. You.
Yeah, I was hoping you kind of would.
No.
He stuttered at it a little bit though.
Hey, whoa.